Yeah, Darth Mayhem here. I thought I'd take you through a little video tour of my base and my take on growth. I learned a lot from my first account, and this is my second account. So, one thing I've learned is to do what you can to rush Stronghold 20. So, if you look here, my Stronghold is level 18. It'll be level 19 in 2.5 days. So that's been a big push. Alongside it, I also have been upgrading my watchtower, mainly because it's one of the few structures that requires food to upgrade. So while I'm waiting for my iron to replenish after a big, investment, say like in the stronghold, I just go ahead and since my second builder will be sitting around bored, I go ahead and upgrade either the stronghold or some of the iron mines. So as you can see, for production, my iron mines are all at level 18 to match my stronghold, and they're just cranking out iron because these higher level buildings require quite a bit of iron investment. My storages are also, recommended is 2 levels below the stronghold level you're trying to build. It sort of gives you enough storage. So right now I can store 1.842 million iron. So that's sort of, on par with what's going on. So it's a nice even level for iron production with the ultimate goal of getting Stronghold 20 cranked out. The reason I do Stronghold 20 as fast as I can because it's going to unlock all of your land, which is important. So if you rush that, then the rest will catch up a lot faster than if you had done everything evenly, because you'll get a lot more production. You'll have that big major construction project out of the way, and then you can kind of pick and choose. Now, as far as crafting goes, my forges, I only use, I have one main forge, which I try to keep leveled up as best I can. So right now it's at 14, it's leveling up to 15 currently. Because you don't need 3 cranking out, you use one at a time. Just plan ahead, use the one forge, let it do its thing. I upgraded these other ones because eventually, I can convert to other buildings. One of them I did convert already to my barracks. That's only at a level 2. As things progress, I kind of put that on the back burner, and I'm currently only upgrading certain troops. Now, as far as food goes, if you'll notice, my food production is a lot lower than my iron production. However, because I'm not upgrading troops regularly, I usually have enough food to get by. So I just use the food for upgrading heroes, for building things, materials for going into war, items. That's the word I'm looking for. And so my food storage is also just at 14, 15. I kind of keep it, on an upward slope. But right now my biggest need is for iron. So there's that. Now, as far as my training camps go, I've got 3 training camp 11s. I had fewer. I think this one might be a little higher. It's training camp 12. So at this point, until you can get to training camp 19, training camp 20, there's no real need to go past 11 at this point. If you'll see, I've got a shitload queued up. I've got 670 queued there. In a sense, I'm using this for food and recruits storage. So I've got a lot of storage here going. So these are, if you notice, I've only researched. I needed common and uncommon early in the game, and then I did the quickly and then the slow, and then I skipped all of these because there's no need to training uncommon fire heroes. There's such a specific use and they're very expensive to train, so it's not even worth investing in the research. So then this extra low cost, this Training Camp 11 is vital. This is where, I just have a feeder machine going, so I'm able to upgrade my heroes pretty fast. Got guaranteed rare, and then 13 you're going to be able to start training those with the chance of a 4-star, which isn't bad. And then once you get up to Training Camp 20, which is part of getting to Stronghold 20, you can actually train 5-star heroes. It's a bit of a gamble, it's expensive, but early on I like to have one running, especially in this account, because this is going to be more of a farm to play than it is a pay to play. So that's what's going on there. So I've got 3 of them totally backed up. I use my 3rd training camp, so I keep 2 constantly running, just loaded up, and then I keep a 3rd one for running, Training Camp 2 when I have backpacks, things like that. So that's the way I manage my feeders. So for this, I have a constant supply of feeders. So these are going to produce 1 every 2 hours of a 1 or 2-star hero. So that's going to wind up giving me, between these 2, I'll get 12 a day, which is pretty good. 12 a day each. So that's 24 feeders per day. So I can start ramping up the heroes that I like to go. I don't need a lot of troop storage. These houses, I kind of stopped upgrading them after a certain point, mainly because I just dump them all into my training camps. So they're stored there. If I want to say when I get to Training Camp 20, I'll be able to withdraw enough of those feeders and enough food and everything to be able to just load up Training Camp 20 pretty solid. So that's what I'm doing there. I think that's the whole tour of my camp. As far as heroes go, I'm trying something a little different. I'm going with ramp up enough to level 60 to be able to function in war. So if you notice, I've got 1, 2, roughly 3 full teams that are all tier 3 level 60. And then I've got my 3-stars that I built early on to get started. I'm about to turn a corner as soon as Sir Lancelot, Triton, and Little John are at level 60. I'm going to start focusing on some maxed out heroes. I'm still deciding who that's going to be. I like maxing out my support and my tanks pretty good. So probably I'm trying to decide between Bold Tusk and Gormek. Anzog, see, I don't have the materials to max him all the way out, but I might choose him instead. The other thing is I've got Kirill here waiting, and he's one of my favorite utility heroes, so I'll probably get him ramped up and maxed out before anybody else. That's my goal, at least. So that's my take on leveling heroes. I keep all the 4-stars that I haven't leveled yet. They do change things in the game sometimes. I don't eat them, even though they would make very high-level food. I hang on to them, even duplicates, triplicates, whatever. I don't think I would keep more than 2 of any one hero, but we'll see. I haven't run out of room yet, so there's no need to rush that process. As far as troops go, if you notice, I'm only leveling up my 4-star troops at this point. I found that later in the game, that's going to be pretty important. I will probably do a few 3-star troops so I can, for instance, have my tank use a 4-star troop, and then all its supporting people use 3-star troops. But it's a huge food investment for a very small bump in performance in the game, with the exception of the mana troops because once you get the mana troops to a certain point, you can actually go from from an average to a fast, from a fast to an extra fast, just because they're more efficient at using tiles and mana. So anyway, there's 10 minutes, so I think I should stop now. That is a tour of my castle, and also always keep the that VIP, man, early on. It's vital. You get a lot of gems out of the deal, as well as that second builder. So this would have taken me literally twice as long to get that. So I started this account. If you look here at your accomplishments, your achievements, take a look. Explorer, I started complete the tutorial April 27th, and it's now like August 3rd. So April, so all of May, all of June, all of July. So I'm just about the 90-day mark, maybe pushing 100 days. And I've gotten pretty far. I mean, 3 months and I'm almost at Stronghold 20. And I have pretty good teams set up for war. And Titans, as you saw in the last video. Anyway, hope that helps. I will talk to y'all later.